Hi, this is Matthew Innes from the Underpaintings blog, and I'm here today to do a review of Donato Giancola's new DVD, Painting Joan of Arc. So in Donato's DVD, it's 260 minutes, and he covers really everything from where he got his inspiration, and this includes looking at other artists for his composition and where he gets his motivation from.
The first step that I undertake when creating a painting or an illustration is the research. So one of the steps I undertook was to take a look at the film, The Passion of Joan of Arc, the silent film, but it helped me understand the character a little bit better.
What's really nice about this DVD, and the fact that it's 4 hours long, is that Donato and the filmmaker really thought about how they were going to present everything in 4 hours. And instead of making a film that has large gaps in it, where they try to edit the film down and you don't know how they got from one step to the next, they just assumed that they could not show you the entire painting process, which this painting is 24 by 42, and he painted it over 3 days. So rather than showing having these large gaps just so they can get to a finished product, what they really focused on here were certain elements in the painting. So they knew that painting Joan of Arc's face was going to be important, and painting the nobleman next to her was important, and painting the hands, which is something that Donato really excels at and something that he loves. So they focused on a few of maybe 3 of the 10 hands that are in this picture. And then they also go into the armor in detail that Joan of Arc is wearing, because that's another area where Donato has made a name for himself in painting reflective surfaces. So these are the areas they focused on. Now, it does go through the whole painting, and they do show him painting fabric, painting the standard and other elements of the picture, but instead of trying to cover everything and then giving you not enough of one thing, they focused on several elements of the painting so that you could have a full feeling of those important sections and more of an abbreviated part on the other.
And I'm just going through like a mental dance around the form of kind of finding shapes, finding edges, flowing around the form. You know, I can check out for hours on end doing it. Painting like this, you just get lost in the beauty of color and structure that the hand or anatomy, or actually any object, that's, even if you're painting a still life, with some plates and vegetables, I mean, it's just the same, almost the same process. You become enthralled with the form in front of you. A little bit of flash of the white of the eye. Of course, the white of the eye is never white, it's always off color. So in this case, it looks a little more grayish. Well, actually quite grayish at this point. Fairly dark gray. Let me get some of that greenish gray I mentioned for the eyes. So I'm gonna have just a little bit of that. That bit of the iris catching some of that light. So just, I'm looking at her right eye and using that as a comparison to what I can do for the shape. And hit that little white highlight. Give it that milky feel. There.
he shows his process, and again, this is really going to reflect a lot of his illustration work, and the fact that this painting is accomplished in 3 days is pretty remarkable. But he goes through all of his steps, which he starts his underpainting. After he transfers his drawing to the board and then redraws it on the board, he goes through and seals it with acrylic. He does an acrylic underpainting, and you get to hear also his reasoning behind the certain colors he picks for his underpainting. He doesn't do a color sketch. He uses this underpainting to help him work out some of the color issues, and sometimes he likes the way that the colors play against his final choices, especially when he finds that some things are not working. And really there is a lot within his painting, for all the planning he does, that is still very spontaneous, where he makes decisions on the fly, and has to go back and do some more research during the painting, just to make sure that some of his changes in idea still fit historically with what he's trying to portray. So he'll follow through with, establishing the drawing on the board, sealing it, painting it, and then going into thicker paint and glazes. And he works in a window pane style, in the sense that he doesn't cover the entire painting at once. He works section by section and kind of works his way out from the main focus in the painting. So you get everything from his ideas to his technical process, all presented clearly. He doesn't dwell on his materials. He provides them for you, and a reason for why he uses some of the things, but it, of course, is not the materials that make the painting. It's his talent and his thinking behind his work. It's a video that I really enjoyed, and you could purchase it from donatoarts.com, which is Donato's website, and for a 4-hour video for under $50, it's really a very good deal. So I highly recommend it.